The printed price of an article is 40,000, and a wholesaler in Uttar Pradesh buys the article from a manufacturer in Gujarat. So I have to make two places. Say if this is Gujarat and this is Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Now, so I'll write it here. Okay. This is Gujarat here. So the printed price on an article was 40,000. So just mark it. How much is it? 40,000. Where? This is the price. Now, and he buys it from this selling price by the Gujarat manufacturer to the Uttar Pradesh is 40,000. And he buys it at a discount of 10% on the printed price. So he buys it at 10% discount. So I can say we have to subtract a 10% discount from it, right? So we have to write a discount here, minus discount, and discount is how much? 10% here. Okay, 10%. After that, the wholesaler sells the article to the retailer. So there is another item here, another guy, which is the retailer. Obviously there will be consumer as well, right? So there's another one, that's a consumer as well. He sells it to what? A retailer. So how much is the, okay, the wholesaler, okay, he buys it at this price. So what is the price that he will buy? So we have to calculate that, and I will put it accordingly here, and then we'll move on from there. So first, printed price is 40,000. Wholesaler in Uttar Pradesh buys it from the manufacturer Gujarat, and then at a discount of 10% on the printed price. So let's find how much the UP wholesaler has paid for it. So to calculate that, we need what? Discount percent is 10%. So 10% of 40,000 has to be calculated. So what is the 10% of 40,000? So 10% of 40,000, if you cancel it, it becomes what? 4,000. So this is the discount here, right? So that discount has to be subtracted from the mark price. So selling price here will be 40,000 minus 4,000. How much is that? 36,000. Okay. So how much he has paid? The SP here will be 36,000 here, right? It will be 36,000. Fine. And this is the SP here. Got it? Right. Now moves on. So remember, he has bought it for this much. How much? 36,000. The wholesaler sells the article to the retailer. So he will sell the article to retailer at Himachal. So this place is Himachal now. Which is it? And he sells it for how much? He sells it, okay, 5% above the printed price. So what is that? What was the printed price? 40,000. So we have to calculate that. Now let's calculate somewhere. So we'll calculate here. Selling price will be what? Mark price plus the above amount. So what is the above amount here? So we'll calculate how much is that? 5%. 5%. So 5% of what? 40,000 is a printed price, remember. So 40,000 is how much? 20 got cancelled, so it will be 2,000 rupees. And so what is the price that he sells it to the retailer? 5% above the mark price, so 40,000 plus 2,000. So what is the price that he has sold it to? The other one, that is how much? SP here is rupees how much? That is 42,000. Clear? If the GST on the article is 18%, now find the amount inclusive of tax under GST paid by the wholesaler. So remember, who is the wholesaler in it? The wholesaler is this guy, UP guy, right? Wholesaler is this guy. Oh, on the 2L, one has to go. Was a spelling mistake. Wholesaler. This is the manufacturer. And who is this guy? This is the retailer here, right? Himachal. Wholesaler sell that to Himachal, and it must be the retailer. And let's see first, find out wholesaler. This is the manufacturer, so I can just put a manufacturer here. Okay. Now comes here the what is the amount paid by wholesaler for the article. So amount paid by wholesaler for the article will be how much? He has got the selling price is 36,000. This is what we got here. And GST, what is the GST? It is interstate, so it will be everything will go 18% will go to the which one? IGST there. So he has to pay IGST, so that will be bill for wholesaler. Is how much? SP plus IGST. So let me write it proper here. IGST. So what is the SP? 36,000 plus IGST is how much? 18%. 18% of 36,000. 20 got cancelled. So how much is that? Be 36 into 18. So that will give you 6,480, right? So 36,000 plus 6,480 rupees. Fine, this is 80, and you add it to 36,000. It will come 42,000. So how much is the bill amount? 42,480 rupees. Okay, so this is what the wholesaler at UP will pay to the manufacturer, right? Amount inclusive of tax. Amount inclusive of tax paid by the retailer. So how much is the retailer? Who is the retailer? Retailer is this guy. This is the retailer. And how much does he pay? Okay, he has bought it for what price? He has, for him the selling price was 42,000. Did I not mention there? So yes, I have to write it. So SP here will be for the retailer. We can write the letter retailer is how much? 42,000. So he, yeah, I wrote it there only 42,000. And again he has to pay. Remember, wholesaler and say is all being happening here from that is Gujarat to Uttar Pradesh. Now from Uttar Pradesh is going to Himachal Pradesh. Again IGST here. So what is the price he will have to pay? So according to this question, he has to pay how much? That is 42,000 plus 18% of 42,000. Why so? Because IGST here. This is for whom? Retailer. Okay, so the bill amount. So the bill amount for the retailer will be this much. If I calculate that, so what is 18% of 42,000? So that will be 18 into 420, and that will give you 7,000. Okay, 42,000. Okay, plus 7560, and add it to 42,000. It will give you 49,560 rupees. Okay, so this is what is the bill for retailer. So bill for the retailer is how much? Okay, bill for retailer is how much? Okay, just put it here. Rupees 49,560 rupees, and this is the answer that we have here. Okay. Now this is the answer for the second question, retailer. The amount of tax under GST paid by wholesaler to the government. We already have got that earlier. How much is the tax he paid? Tax he has paid is 6,480. How much is that? 6,480, right? 6,480. You already calculated that. Amount of under GST paid by the retailer. So retailer will pay how much? We just calculate 7,560. How much is that? 7,560 rupees. Now the amount paid by the wholesaler to the central government, same amount. Fine. Whatever we have done here. Amount of GST received by the central government. Central, okay. Now that will be different. So the amount of the money received by the central government so far, because it has not gone to the consumer yet, will be how much? 7,560 rupees is the amount here. There's one mistake. It says the amount of tax paid under by the wholesaler will be, wholesaler will pay how much? Okay, this is 7,000. This is a correction I need to do. It will not be the same amount, because since he has already paid to the manufacturer earlier, that has to be subtracted. So 7,560 minus 6,480, and that will be equal to how much? 7,560, right, minus 6,480, and this will be equal to 1,080 rupees. So 1,080 is a tax that wholesaler will pay to the government. Why? Because since when he bought it, he from the manufacturer, he had paid this amount of tax already to the manufacturer. Fine. And this is the tax he has collected from the retailer, right? So excess of that, okay, he has already paid, so the extra amount that he has received as a tax has to be paid by him to the government, and this is this much amount, 1,080 rupees. That is what, and these are all the answers that you have for this question here, right? You can see everything in one go here.